Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today, I am out here on good old Yggdrasil that I fucked up. Basically, today was meant to be the video of trying different milk with cereals and things. I was going to go to the shops today because we needed cereal anyway, so I was going to get 2 boxes of cereal and just a bunch of different kinds of milk. You know, chocolate milk, all of that good stuff. Because I think if I'm going to do a video that crazy, I want to do it in like 2 things, where it's using actual milks, finding the actual best milk for cereal, including like flavoured milks and things, so chocolate milk and stuff. But then I also want to do a separate video where I use things that definitely aren't milk and see what works. Little old me came out to do some photography and go to the shops to get everything. Came out with the Lego bits to do the photography and forgot the money to go to the shops. Now, I could go to the shops anyway, you know, go and actually do some bits. So I now need to try and think of a video to do with crutches. You know, these sticks. And I was thinking, right? In fact, I've only just started thinking what I could do. So I need to think of something. We'll be right back when I've thought of a video idea. I'm stood up now. Jesus Christ, you can only see like this part of me. But I don't want you guys to not be able to hear me, so I may need to think of something for that. But anyway, in today's video, I thought of a video idea, obviously, and today we're doing Crutch Self-Defense, because, you know, who doesn't want to beat someone up with a stick? Just like all the other videos that I've done like this for disability and wheelchair self-defense, this isn't like a list of things to do. So instead, this is rather a list of things to keep in mind for self-defense. So, first one is one that you can't really see because it's more of a theoretical thing, and that is using the crutches to keep your balance is obviously probably the main reason why you're using the crutches. So whenever you're doing anything, try to keep at least one crutch on the ground at all times. So you're almost in like a tripod thing. So if I'm doing something with this hand, you know, I'm doing something with that hand, I'll keep the other one on the floor. This is like quite an interesting thing, is the fact that you are using the crutches to keep yourself up, and you're probably going to be using them to attack or defend. You know, it all depends on your ability to stand up, because I could do an entire video on sitting down with crutches, but that's probably not the best. And with the disability self-defense, I said the best thing you can do is sit down on the floor, but that isn't the case with this. I would recommend trying to keep up if you can. Obviously, if you get knocked down, then there's a couple of things you can do to try and avoid it. So one thing that I do is put your hand back, because obviously I am leaning quite far back now. You can't quite see it, but I'm gonna readjust the camera for you guys. Like, as you can see, I'm leaning quite far back. I'm almost sitting down, and I'm able to come straight back up. And that's kind of the important thing with this. And I think this is probably a better angle, since you're not going to be doing much with your head other than maybe dodging and stuff. But basically, whenever you're using the crutches, it's important to keep in mind where you're putting them whenever you're going to be doing stuff. So just keep that in mind. Attacks that you can do, use the crutches and just hit people. I'd recommend trying to keep your arms in these parts, so you can also use your hands as well. So I've got this arm up and off the crutch, but I'm still using it to support my weight, as you can see. But then I can also do stuff with this crutch, and it's not very useful, it's not very cool, but you can like flick it up if you need to, you know, go for something, flick it up. You can still do quite a lot of grabbing and stuff, and as you can see, I'm able to keep both crutches firmly on the floor while still using my hands to grab and whatever you want to do. Now, if you need to quickly ditch the crutches or like take them off, it's kind of difficult to do, at least depending on the clothing that you're wearing. It's probably not worth taking a crutch off, and like, you know, I've seen some people say use it as a staff or something. It's fun, but it's not good. I mean, like, you can hook things, I guess, you know, use the handle part and kind of try and do that. It's not worth it, in my opinion, because you're then losing the ability to use that crutch as effectively as a crutch, you know. So definitely keep that in mind, that if you take a crutch off, first off, it's going to be difficult to take off. Secondly, it's going to be difficult to use the crutch. You do kind of need to keep an eye on footwork and handwork, since you're going to be, you know, moving around. To be honest, right, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know that much about Crutch Self-Defense. These are just a couple of things that on the spot I can think of while making a video of it. So, attacks are probably just the basic fucking hit a guy with a crutch kind of thing. However, then you also need to be careful that grab the crutch and, you know, pull you off. Don't take that the wrong way. But, you know, me and my brother have been messing around once, and he grabbed the crutch and just yanked it and almost took me to the floor. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, that if you're going to be using the crutch to attack, there's a chance that you get pulled off. Again, don't take it the wrong way. The blocking is actually quite good for crutches, because with blocks that I do, it's usually with the forearm, but with the crutch you've got like an extended forearm, so you can bring it all the way across your body. And if they hit it, it'll be a lot more painful. So if you can, rather than like blocking like that or blocking like that, I don't know how you can see, but like that, you can try and do like a block with the crutch. Turn your crutch out ways, so you have that extra bit there just to try and do something, you know. It kind of adds a bit more of a ouch factor if they hit it, but then again, if they hit it, they're probably very dumb because they didn't hit you. So with blocks and things, it's important to try and cover up as much surface area as you can, or like try and control the arm as much as you can that's punching or kicking. But with a crutch, you don't really have that same effect, you know, because if you're blocking like that, then the crutch is over here doing nothing. So if you want to use the crutch, you know, use the crutch, but then you're missing out on more area to block with, so it may not be as effective and you have a higher chance of getting hit. So it's kind of balancing it out, really. If you're going to be using the crutch to block, it will do more damage to them, but it will also be more likely to hit you, so keep that in mind. In fact, I'm going to sit down and finish talking to you guys about this real quick. Using the crutches to like attack and things does have its benefits, but it does also have its drawbacks, just like the wheelchair. You know, you have the benefit of being able to use the person to move around. However, you then have weaker punches, or if you're going to be kicking in a wheelchair, then you probably shouldn't be in a wheelchair. The good thing about using the crutches is that you can kick. I couldn't, just because I'd end up having to just swing my body at them, and then that's stupid. You know, kicks are already a bad idea because they can just grab your foot and then drop you. But if you're using both legs like I would have to, but if you're like me and would have to use both legs and just do this kind of swing thing, then it's not going to be very effective. But it is also something to keep in mind, that it is now a possibility. With fighting with crutches or without, like if I was in a fight, right, the fight started to kick off, and I was either able to use crutches or use nothing, I would probably use nothing, just purely for the fact that the benefits that it gives me personally aren't quite enough to make up for the negatives, such as having to keep an eye on your feet, making sure that you're not going to trip yourself up, the fact that you're not going to be blocking as well, the fact that your attacks are kind of limited. I prefer to like grapple and grab and like try and pin people rather than, you know, hitting them. So it, for my personal style, it's better off just to not use the crutches and just do the self-defense video before. But I can see why people would prefer to use crutches, you know, if they can stand up without crutches at all and be quite stable, then, you know, that's good. You know, you've now just got some bats that you can swing and use like a bow staff or a scythe. But without it, you know, it's not for everyone. Now, again, just like I said before at the start of this video, this wasn't a list of things to do if you have crutches. It's more of a, if you have crutches and you get into a fight, here are some things that you might want to consider about the crutches and how they could be used. If you guys really wanted, I could do like a series on TikTok of suggestions of things to do. I don't really know how that would work, and I don't know if TikTok would allow it, but, you know, feel free to let me know. Let me know your feedback on this first, because like this was literally just something that I made up on the spot. I didn't have any script or anything, so it was kind of just, I stood up in front of the camera, thought of a couple of points that I wanted to make: blocking, attacking, stability, in comparing it to the wheelchair and regular fighting, I guess. And there's obviously things that I didn't consider. There's obviously situations that I didn't think of. You know, I said if you go to jab with a crutch, they could grab it and then pull you over. But then that's the same as a punch. They could grab your arm and just pull you over. So I guess it's just one of those things that it has its upsides and its downsides, but it's down to everyone's personal choice. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, or I had someone tell me that their first self-defense video made them feel a lot more comfortable, feel free to let me know in a comment or anything. Like the video, you know, so more people can see it. You know, if you're not subscribed already, you can also do that. Don't feel like you have to. And anyway, if you did enjoy this video, I hope you enjoyed it. No? And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye.